Improving your ad copy is one of the fastest ways that you can drastically increase not only your click-through ratio, but also your conversion rates and the number of conversions that your business receives with Google Ads. And the reason for why your ad copy is so important is because firstly, it has a direct effect on your click-through ratio. Now we know with Google Ads that your click-through ratio is really, really important. The reason for that is because at a top level, you need to understand that Google only gets paid when someone clicks on your ad. So the Google algorithm rewards ads that have a higher click-through ratio. Secondly, your ad copy is so important is because it's the main thing that communicates to the user what your landing page or what your product or service is all about. So before they even get to see your website or even get to your website, the first thing that they're going to see about your business is your ad copy. And then thirdly, a follow-up point on that is that your ad copy is the determining factor of whether someone will click on your ad or your competitor's ad. And if you have someone who is ready to buy your type of product right now, your ad copy could be the determining factor of whether they buy your product or your competitor's product. And in this training video for Google Ads ad copy, that's what I really want to focus on, that third point, in that your ad copy is the main determining factor on whether someone will click on your ad or your competitor's ad. And if you really want to increase the amount of times that a user clicks on your ad and not your nasty competitor's ads, you need to focus on these three core elements when you're writing your ad copy. And the first one is that your ad copy needs to have a strong keyword focus. Then your ads need to also have a strong emotional trigger. And then finally, they need to have a compelling call to action. Now, as part of my role as a Google Ads coach and mentor, and also too, I am still managing a lot of Google Ads campaigns directly. One of the main things I see when I either review someone's account or take on a new account is that the main thing that we need to fix up is the ad copy, especially the emotional trigger. Most people will have ads that have a good keyword focus, and a lot of ads will even get it right when it comes to having a compelling call to action. But one of the biggest things that they miss is that they miss having a really strong emotional trigger. And when I talk about an emotional trigger is that with this, you want your ad copy to convey some sense of curiosity. You want them to find out more. You want them to have a reason to click on your ad. Or you could be creating some humor, or you could even be creating a fear of missing out, in that they need to click on your ad, otherwise there'll be consequences, like they might have to pay more, or they might miss out on the latest deal that your company has. And right now, let's jump into a screen share so that I can show you this in a more detailed manner. When we talk about keyword focus, I really put this in that this is something that Google likes. And the reason for that is because when you have a strong keyword focus in your ad copy, it improves your click-through ratio as people see what they are searching. And then on top of that, Google also includes keyword focus in their ad quality score. So let me break this down. So if you were to complete a Google search for a black insulated metal water bottle and that phrase appeared in your headline, the user is more likely to click on that ad because the first line of the ad copy matches what they searched for. And Google also likes this, and it increases your ad quality is because remembering all the time what Google is wanting to do, it's wanting to match the user's search term with a relevant ad copy, which is then taking people through to that relevant landing page. So the keyword focus, and as I said, this is something that most people get right. But then we go to the other two factors. These are things that users like. Now, as I said, the other thing that a lot of people do get right is that they have a strong call to action or a CTA. And that's all about communicating is what do you want them to do today and what benefit will they get if they click on your ad today? So a strong call to action could be in that if you've got a sale that's on now, so you could save 30% and that sale ends in 2 days. So your call to action could be quick, 30% sale ends in 2 days. And then the last one, using emotional triggers. So building that curiosity, amusement, laughter, sadness, or anger or fear. This is the one that a lot of people need to work a little bit harder on in their ad copies. And I want to give you an example. So still, my best ever performing ad copy was it for a search ad, and this was it right here. So it was 1-bedroom Seminyak Villa. That was my keyword focus. Sale on now, save up to 45%. That was my call to action. But the emotional trigger that I used curiosity, and it was skinny dip in your own pool. If you could imagine in this business niche around 1-bedroom Seminyak Villas, is it's quite common for Villas and Bali to have your own private pool. So when I was putting together this ad copy, I was noticing that a lot of the ads were just saying the same thing: luxury villa or private pool, or some of them would even branch out to enjoy swimming in your own pool. And what would happen is the user would see the same type of headline 3 or 4 times in a row. So there would be luxury Seminyak villa, swim in your own pool in position 1, position 2 would be around private pool villas. And then the same would be replicated in those ad positions 3 and 4. Nothing was different. We came up with this terminology of skinny dip in your own pool. We're still saying the same thing. We're letting people know it's a private pool, but we're then posing that question and driving that emotion, saying, hang on, can I skinny dip in my own pool? And it builds some intrigue. And that's what we're trying to do with the emotional trigger, is that we're trying to present the information in a different way to what your competitors are, so that we can drive that click and drive that click-through ratio. So when you're writing your ad copy, that's what I want you to focus on. Is I know a lot of people already have that keyword focus. They also have the call to action, but I want you to look at your products and look at your services. And this can take a little bit of a brainstorm. And when I put together the skinny dip in your own pool, it took me a couple of hours to really come up with something that was really unique. And we've been running this headline now for a good 2 or 3 years, and it just continues to perform. So yes, it does take a little bit more time to really write a compelling emotional trigger, but once you've got it there, and when we put this in, we had about 4 or 5 other different versions around this, but this was the one that performs the best, is it'll be a powerful asset in your ad copy that you can use time and time again. So while it does take some initial extra time at the start, it's gonna be so valuable for your business. So right now, why don't you start brainstorming about how you can add in some extra emotional triggers into your ad copy for your own Google Ads campaigns. Thank you for joining me again. My name is Aaron Young from Define Digital Academy, and I'm your 15,000 hour Google Ads master. And just because you stuck around to the end of this video, I want to give you a free gift, and that is access to my Google Ads optimization checklist. And this is a checklist which lets you know exactly what you need to be optimizing in your Google Ads campaigns every 72 hours, every week, every month, and every 90 days. Because yes, optimizing your Google Ads ad copy is really important, but it's only one of the core optimizations that you need to be completing so that you can see success in your Google Ads campaigns. Once again, thank you for joining me. And one of the other core items that you need to get right for a successful Google Ads campaign is that you need to be completing your keyword research in the right way. And to make sure that you're completing your keyword research in the right way, I want you to go through and watch this free teaching video right here. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. See ya.